We are already seeing signs of drone fatigue. It's being overused. Some scholars talk about peak drone.
When is it ethically and morally acceptable to hover, over a scene? Certainly, if one's trying to do that over a car wreck, it really would not fit, I think, the use that most people would agree with. But in some other instances, it can be so very revealing and unusual and help give us an added understanding of what's going on.
Normally, the one that is covering natural disasters is not a journalist per se. I mean, you can have aficionados or you can have operators that will get paid or get contact by journalists. Sometimes you get photographers, but it's not like the media outlets have a formal relationship with drone operators.
I'm really interested in seeing how it goes beyond simply getting that B-roll footage and being a part of the watchdog role in journalism. What ways can we make better stories and uncover the truth better using drones?
My sense is that drones are going to be used not exponentially in news. They'll always be there in the toolbox, but I think it's in drama and entertainment and big, well-resourced documentaries where you'll see them used, and I don't think there's a problem with that in terms of journalism, the workforce, in terms of job cuts or anything.
You can't get it from any other camera. You can't get the aerial imagery and the aerial viewpoint from anywhere else, except maybe a helicopter, but then it's a different practice. I guess it's very easy and quite cheap to use drones for journalists, so this might be a very good contribution.
My main impression from the conference is how quickly we have arrived at this situation where we need to look at the next frontier in using drones in journalism, the non-visual aspects. These aerial views, they're breathtaking, they capture your imagination, but infrared cameras, photogrammetry, making 3D models, all kinds of other uses of drones other than taking photo, taking video. That's where journalism's next challenge lies.